Do you want to keep watching videos? Keep posting and reposting with people that will never wake up? Guys, it has to get to a point where you say, I'm not going to wake up people anymore. I'm going to join the league of people that are already ascending to that next place. You can't waste your time anymore with people that will just not hear what you say. It's like hitting your head against the wall over and over and over and over again. I'm asking you to watch this and judge for yourself. I'm asking you and anyone that sees this to please listen to the conversation I had with my friend in the nursing home who was tested for COVID-19. Ends up he has it, even though he has no symptoms whatsoever. He had intestinal surgery 2 months ago, was moved from the hospital to this nursing home where they don't even listen to his call when he presses the button. He's in a lot of pain. He's going blind, so he can't watch TV. He can't read books. He's got nothing. I call him every day. He says that's the best moment of his life. How sad is that? You get a phone call from me, and that's the brightest spot in your life. I mean, I'm not going to say that wouldn't be a shining moment for a second, but seriously, listen to what he has to say, and all I ask is that you write him a letter, because if you can make a difference in this man's life, maybe you'll start to write other people in nursing homes a letter. They don't have the internet. They don't have their family and friends to visit them, and they're in isolation. I don't give a what you feel about this pandemic, okay? That's another story. But I do know that anyone that watches this hopefully has a heart. Write a letter to this man who's in isolation. At least feel like you did something, okay? Listen to this. And then in the next 7 minutes, you'll see a little bit of information about testing for this virus currently. All right? It's only 16 minutes long. Please make a difference instead of just watching videos and thinking that you're changing people's lives, because you're not. And you fighting with people on Facebook or social media or YouTube, you're not changing anything. You're remaining the same. Make a difference. It's one person at a time. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so you're in the nursing home, and how did they go about testing you when you didn't have any symptoms whatsoever? Why would they still test you?
They came by and they were testing everybody in here.
Interesting. Did you ask to be tested, or they just thought they would test everybody?
Yeah, they seriously tested everybody, and just got the results.
And who else has it?
Does your roommate?
Does your roommate Jesse have it, John?
Yeah, same thing. No symptoms, no anything.
No symptoms, but everybody seems to have it. You know, when they have more numbers, they get paid more. Sorry, I'm not saying you don't have it, but you have no symptoms, you have no cough, you have no fever.
Nothing.
This is fucking bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. So what happens now?
I have that number. I'm just talking to the nurse. I'm using her smartphone.
Oh my God, that's so nice of her. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tell her thank you so much for her service. They're like angels, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never expected that, but she came in here from the front, I guess, when you called the front desk or whatever.
That's
and I'm using her phone.
So, John, now that you have the COVID virus with no symptoms whatsoever, but they tested everybody in the nursing home. Did they test everybody in the entire nursing home?
Well, I assume that. I can't say for sure. They got everybody, but that's my understanding.
Mm-hmm. What do they say next? What's next?
Yeah,
for
what's
you?
next? What do they do next now that you have it, other than get more money from the government?
What they do is from the time of the testing, there's a 14-day quarantine. So
you guys are already quarantined.
He's yelling at me.
What's Jesse saying?
So they're gonna
I can't understand it.
They're gonna quarantine you guys separately.
They both have it, so.
Yeah,
Are they going to quarantine you all separately? You're already quarantined. Nobody can even visit you
Yeah,
guys.
we're already quarantined. Where I am, I'm pretty much, only 2 people in this room, and everybody comes in here with so many layers of protection. So, I'm not worried about it.
Good. You shouldn't
I'll
be.
tell you one thing. When she walked in and said you tested positive, I almost had a heart attack.
Just from that. Well, that's what they're trying to do, John. So,
Yeah, they probably want me out of here.
you know, well, listen. You tell them you don't have any symptoms, and
I've been here 2 months.
you've been there 2 months.
Well, I mean, besides in the hospital,
But you went into the hospital for an operation that had nothing to do with COVID whatsoever, and that was before all of this happened, right?
I went in about the middle of February.
I want to make sure you can
But
hear it.
the virus got in here. I don't know how it got in here, but there was some people with the virus in this facility. I imagine some other people may have gotten it. I don't know. I don't know when I was exposed to it.
Exactly. So, well, what do they say you do now? You're 14 days quarantined, but you're already quarantined with only one other person. So how is that going to be different?
No, there's no difference. They're more careful with the amount of protection that they're wearing.
Did they
3
just
layers
test
of
today?
gloves and masks.
Oh yeah, they probably look like they're all in hazmat suits, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
Did they test today?
No, they didn't do anything today.
When did they test you?
Oh, about a week ago. Maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure.
What was that test like, John?
They stuck something up my nose.
Ooh, that old one.
Yeah.
I think to get it swabbed.
Like it feels like it goes up to your brain, right?
It feels like it.
Yeah. So what do they say? 14 days and then they test you again, or what?
I don't know. They don't really give you a lot of information here.
What a surprise.
I mean, you really have to grab one and use a pair of pliers on it.
For what? What? To
get any information.
to get any information. They just don't tell you guys.
You have no idea. I mean, I've had this when I got therapy. I have a bad knee, and it's painful sometimes, really painful. And one of the guys came in and said, "Well, it's swollen, and you're gonna have to have the doctor see it." Well, I haven't seen any doctor in about 3 or 4 days, so that's the way it is.
Interesting, though, they're really about the virus, but who cares about your knee or whatever else that you need to be taken care of? But they really want to make sure they get that. You tested for the virus. You don't have anybody you're seeing anyway. Why would they test you? Why you're already in quarantine? What is the purpose of testing you?
I don't know. They just came in one day and tested me and Jesse, and they were testing everybody.
You had nothing to say. So they can put the numbers
They
up.
were testing everybody else, but supposedly.
Unbelievable. So unbelievable. What is Jesse?
Maybe.
What'd you say?
I said, what? You started to say Jesse.
I was going to say, what did he say about it? Because does he have symptoms? Your roommate.
He said no.
No, he had nothing either.
So does he think he really has it? Because from what I heard, the tests are about 80% false positive.
Well, could be. I have no way of knowing, so.
No, none of you do. They're just vulnerable and alone, and it just pisses me off. And what did Jesse say about it? Is he upset?
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to leave here about over a week ago or whatever, and that's when they tested him and me. Because he couldn't leave here unless he was tested.
Oh my God.
And then they said, when he was ready to leave, they said, no, you have to wait for the results.
And now he can't leave for 2 more weeks.
So he got the results, but he still has a few more days of quarantine, then he can leave. Is that about right? You have to wait till the quarantine's up? Yeah. So that's his...
And that's
his
they're getting more money for each day he's there.
Yeah, of course.
Oh. I may have to give this phone up soon.
Okay. Well, listen.
You can always call me on that other phone,
Yeah, I tried. We'll set a time. I'll call you tomorrow. And if Jesse's not going to be there, then I'll tell my friends to send you letters and you'll have to tell me who your new roommate is. But if Jesse's going to be there for another 5 days, then maybe he'd like some letters, yeah?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, Johnny.
I'll get that. Okay.
What were we going to say?
It's always good talking to you.
Well, I'm here, and
The brightness in my life.
Oh, I'm the brightness in your life?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You may be the last person I talk to.
Oh,
Don't say
no,
that.
don't say that. That is not true. You're a survivor. You are a survivor.
I know.
And we still have your
I hope so.
and we still have your wine cellar to go through because, you know, you're not going anywhere till we have our favorite bottle of wine. Which is any one of them.
The Rioja Grand Reserva.
The Rioja Grand Reserve, exactly. All right, well, I'll try you tomorrow on your phone and tell Jesse. You know, most people that get this virus recover, so they're going to let him go after 14 days, even if he has it, right?
I guess so. You know, I don't know what they said to him, but who knows?
They just don't tell you guys anything. All right, well, you need me to call someone and ask questions, then I will.
Okay.
And what's the name of the nurse that you use her phone?
I have no idea. I don't even know where she is. Just Jesse's motioned to me that, like she wanted the phone. I think she's probably out in the hall.
Oh, yeah, because you got the virus, so, okay. Well, you're using her phone.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I will.
All right, Johnny, thank you so much. I love you.
Talk to
And
you tomorrow?
yep, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
CDC. What exactly is going on? It didn't fully dawn on me until I read the official documents about the COVID-19 tests of the American CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It describes how doctors should test people for the virus, the procedure, how to send the samples, etc. Well, we'd already heard from several experts that the tests are unreliable, but when I read this, I was shocked. On page 34, chapter limitations, it reads, "This test cannot rule out diseases caused by other bacterial or viral pathogens." Say what? That means that God knows how many people have been diagnosed with COVID-19, although they were actually infected with other viruses or even with bacteria? How many medical doctors are aware of this? I suspect not that many. Why not? Because they are simply too busy to read all of these reports in their small print. Because they blindly trust the authorities that cannot be trusted as too much money and power are involved. Do you realize what we're dealing with here? Fraud. Fraud of numbers. Fraud of statistics. I find this shocking. I may be naive, but this is not right. Every bronchitis, every pneumonia, every asthma attack can and will now be diagnosed as COVID-19. Medical doctors rely on tests that are not reliable, as openly admitted by the CDC, so they cannot be sued. The official corona data are corrupted. The entire situation is exaggerated to the point of insanity. Even if the official numbers were correct, they are not high enough to turn the whole thing into a drama. Let's have a look at the casualties of 2 years ago, shall we? When nobody was talking about a pandemic, in the US alone, more than 60,000 people died of the flu in one winter. In 2018, 40,000 people died in traffic in the US. 48,500 people died by suicide. 170,000 people died in unintentional injury death. 610,000 people died of cancer, of which 154,000 of lung cancer, mostly caused by cigarettes that are still for sale at every corner of our streets. But in the case of the corona flu, countries are on lockdown. Public places are closed. We are not to approach each other any closer than 1.5 meters. We are not allowed to form groups any bigger than 3 people. We can no longer shake hands, let alone hug each other. And if we do, simply because we understand how we are being screwed by the authorities, we are asocial and dangerous. For those people, there are now whistleblowers hotlines. And guess what? There were countless people who called them on day one. I guess we cannot wait to betray each other. Have we learned nothing from our past? Have we forgotten that this is what the NSB did during World War II? Betray each other? People refuse to learn from the past. They refuse to think for themselves. We'd rather be lied to than think independently.
Light